The Cavalry Charge Commander deck is by far the most popular commander deck from the March of Machines commander set. In today's video, we're going to be playtesting this commander deck so that the new players can see how the deck plays before you decide to purchase the deck. By the end of this video, you're going to learn how the commander works, how the deck plays, as well as the proper way to play the cards. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember you can subscribe to the channel. It's just a really quick and easy way to say thank you to me for making these videos. Our commander is Sidar, Jabari of Zhalfir. He has the ability known as Eminence, which says whenever you attack with one or more knights, if Sidar Jabari of Zhalfir is in the command zone or on the battlefield, draw a card and then discard a card. He also has flying and first strike and says whenever Sidar deals combat damage to a player, return target knight creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Because Sidar has that ability Eminence, he's essentially just gonna sit here and always affect the game because he's always affecting the game through Eminence. I have shuffled this deck. I'll shuffle it just a little bit more so you guys can see this is gonna be completely random. We're gonna judge this based on its ability to just draw into a good card. We're gonna count the amount of mulligans or the amount of times I have to redraw. So we're gonna take 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll see how it goes. We're gonna draw into a Corpse Knight, 2-mana creature. We're drawing into a Choked Estuary. We're drawing into a Adeline, which is a good card. Path of Ancestry, cool. Island, Plains, and Bodalian Wave Knight, a 4-mana creature, a 3-mana creature, and a 2-mana creature, and I think we have all the lands that we need. I would have liked to have seen some ramp here, but we can't. This is a Precon, so we have to just take it for what it is. Our commander does cost 4 mana to play. You know, we have the amount of lands we need to play our commander, which is good. So we're gonna draw for our first turn, and we draw into a Liliana's Standard Bearer, which is gonna enter the battlefield and draw cards or X is the amount of knights that died, or creatures that died under my control this turn. We're gonna put that with the rest of the cards. We're just gonna go ahead and play this Path of Ancestry tapped, and then we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. We will then draw for turn into a Prairie Stream, which is another land we can hold onto. I think what we're gonna do is play this Choked Estuary. It says you may reveal a island card from your hand, which we do have an island in our hand, which is going to allow this land to enter the battlefield untapped, so we can use this mana right away. And we're gonna just go ahead and tap 1 and 2. And then we're going to play the Corpse Knight. Now, as we play this Corpse Knight, that's going to trigger the Path of Ancestry that says add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. So this Corpse Knight is a knight, and if we take a look at Sidar Jabari, he is also a knight. So we're going to go ahead and scry 1. Scry 1 meaning that we're going to just take a look at the top card of our library, which is another land. Look, guys, I think we have enough lands in our hand right now, so I think we're just going to go ahead and put this card on the bottom of our library, and then we would pass the turn there. Then we're going to untap. Okay, and we're gonna draw into a Valiant Knight, which is gonna give our knights +1/+1, and we can pay 5 to give our knights double strike until the end of turn. I think double strike is pretty important because remember that Sedar says whenever this deals combat damage to a player, return target knight creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This ability, in combination with double strike, we have the ability to bring back 2 knights from our graveyard to the battlefield. So I think that Valiant Knight is only a card that you play when you have a lot of your own creatures in the graveyard so that you can bring a lot of them back very quickly. We're gonna go ahead and play this island. So now we have 3 mana, and I think actually here in this situation we don't do that and we play the Plains instead, because as long as we do that, we can go ahead and tap 3, and we're gonna play Adeline. Adeline has Vigilance and says that her power and toughness equals the number of creatures that we control. So right now her power is 2. So that's the amount of creatures we control. And then whenever we attack for each opponent, we create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker. So we're gonna move to combat here in the situation, and we're gonna attack with the Corpse Knight, which is gonna trigger our commander, which is going to allow us. Actually, we never scried for Adeline, so we're gonna scry first. Take a look, we got a Path to Exile. We're gonna hold on to this. We're gonna keep this on the top. We'll go to attack with the Corpse Knight, which is gonna trigger our commander, which is gonna force us to draw a card. We'll draw into this Path to Exile. We want to dump cards that cost a lot of mana, specifically creatures that cost a lot of mana. And right now, like, we don't have any. So I think that what we're actually gonna do is just get rid of Prairie Stream. So we'll just put that in the graveyard, and then we'll draw into the Path to Exile because it's a good card. And then because we attack, we're also going to create a 1/1 white human, which I can find over here. You'll get a bunch of tokens just like these when you purchase this Precon. We have this card here, so now we have our 1/1 human, as you can see. And then after this point, we've done everything that we could do, and we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. So we'll untap, and then we will draw into another plains. We'll put that plains into our hand, play our plains. If I look at our commander right now, technically we could play Sidar, although I think in this situation here, it would be wise not to play Sidar just because we have a pretty good board state right now. And I think that if we were to play him, it just, you know, he's just out there, and somebody could use a card like a Path to Exile to take out our commander, increasing his mana cost. I just think that in our board state that we have right now, it's pretty good. I really would only want to play Sidar when I need to get things back from my graveyard. We'll go to combat, and we will attack with the Adeline, which has Vigilance, so that's just gonna freely attack. That's gonna force us to draw a card with our commander. The Hero of Bladehold, wow, nice. So whenever this attacks, we're going to create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. So also keep in mind that as creatures are entering the battlefield, opponents are losing life, or losing 1 life for each creature that enters the battlefield with the Corpse Knight. I think the card that we're going to end up discarding here is going to be this Wave Knight. I'd rather just have this inside the graveyard, so we're going to leave that there where you guys can see it. And then we're going to create another human off of Adeline trigger, and then we'll just, honestly, looking at my hand, we'll just pass the turn there. And let's say somebody casts a board wipe, and then in response to the board wipe, because we didn't cast a spell, we could tap 3 mana, and we could play the Liliana Standard Bearer, which says that when it enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures go to the graveyard, and because all these creatures are in our graveyard now, he's going to enter the battlefield. We use the Path of Ancestry, so we're going to go ahead and first we're going to scry 1. We have a Knight Exemplar, which says other Knight creatures you control get +1/+1 and have indestructible. Oh my god, this card's amazing. We're going to keep this on the top, and because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures die, we're going to draw 4 cards, which is the Knight, a Swamp, Arvad, and then the Fractured Power Stone. So the first mana rock that we've seen so far. So we're going to draw 4, get this guy into play, and then we're gonna pass. We'll go to our turn, and we'll draw into the Arcane Sanctum. We'll put that into our hand. We'll play the Swamp for turn, and in this situation here, you know, I could either continue to play the cards in my hand that I have. I mean, the Knight Exemplar is going to give things indestructible. The Hero of Bladehold is a board state all by itself. This card is fantastic right here. This is a good card to play after a board wipe to generate a presence of the board state. But just so you guys see, technically what we could do is we could play our commander in this situation and start attacking so that we could get our creatures from our graveyard back to the battlefield and continue to rebuild that way. Or personally, I would probably just play one of these creatures and play around them until, I would say, I would want at least 5 or 6 creatures in the graveyard before I started attacking with Sidar and bringing my creatures back, unless there was a creature in my graveyard that was really important. I just think that in this situation here, I would like to set up a combo where I could get these two cards into play, so that not only am I attacking with Sidar, but I have the Valiant Knight in play, paying that 5 mana to give Sidar double strike, so that I'm bringing back 2 creatures from a graveyard back to the battlefield. In order for me to do that, Sidar costs me 4, the Valiant Knight costs me 4. I would need 8 mana to get these both cards on the battlefield at the same time. Right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least I would wait until I had 8 mana to then go ahead with this play, so that I can regenerate my board state using these 2 cards. But only play our commander when it's absolutely necessary that we do, or we play it when we can get the most value out of it, because when this guy hits the battlefield, I'm telling you guys, people are just going to target him with removal to get him out of the game, just so that you can't play him and you lose the ability to bring your creatures back. So let them use their removal, let them destroy the creatures that you continuously play, because you're going to keep drawing, you're going to keep playing creatures. Let them destroy those things, so that when Sidar does enter the battlefield, they have no more removal left to take care of this, which then means that they're going to have no removal to take care of this stuff. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, you can subscribe. We have reviews for every single March of the Machines deck list, and if you like this video and if you want to see another deck in the future play tested just like this, you can let me know in the comment section below. Okay, always remember, everybody, eat healthy. Okay, work out every single day. All right, and most importantly, you guys got to remember to believe in yourself. All right, peace out, people.